Now we go over to Cincinnati. I was like, what the f*** is happening?
It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. You know how it's ridiculous that I'm a father?
Yeah.
It's just like utterly absurd. Just like it'll just never be normal that I have kids and shit. And I know that for a fact. And I keep waiting for it to maybe change.
Like when they set in.
Yeah, and it just doesn't. And every single day I'm reminded that it's ridiculous that I'm a father. But not because of me. I think I'm the normal one. I think the parenting world is the weird, but they're the weird ones.
In my little experience with it, I would agree.
Right? So, and I'm always seeing these things, just like little nuances and things about the parenting world that I'm learning. And
although, sorry to interrupt, I would say, I said in my little experience with it, now that I think about it, kids and parents alike, I don't know which one of them, maybe it's both of them, are kind of gangster. Like when I used to beat the shit out of kids, no one used to say nothing.
Well, when you're a camp
counselor?
counselor?
I was a camp counselor. No one fucking complained. I don't know if the kids would complain to the parents and the parents wouldn't care, or the kids would keep their mouth shut, but no one. I didn't get talked to once. I beat the shit out of kids for like 5 years.
It was a different time, bro. It was a different time. And that actually ties in nicely. Ties in nicely to this, because I know it sounds like cliche and whatnot, but there are times where I'm just reminded of, like, in my day sort of shit, you know? I just watch the parents, you know, more specifically, stereotypically, but just factually speaking, the mothers go crazy over things. And the latest is they just randomly installed a vending machine in my kid's school. And it's like they wanted to just drop a stick of dynamite in a fucking room full of gunpowder. It is, I can't think of anything like more, like, you don't have to do this, you know? Like, what do you need this fucking vending machine for? That is now going to be the biggest fucking headache for them, but I am relishing every single second.
Why does having a vending machine matter one way or the other?
Because it has, like, real candy and good snacks in it.
Yeah.
And the moms are not happy about that. And I love it. It's like there's a WhatsApp chat with all the parents. I know. Well, I like to be in these things. I've always said before, like when you're divorced, it's like if you're not in the household, you don't hear any of that.
Yes,
shit. So I'm like, I gotta be on some of these email chains and these text chains and stuff. So, but then I also just love it for my entertainment value. I never chime in, but one day I'm thinking about just like playing devil's advocate in there, you know. But they're just like, what's going on with this vending machine? There's no nutritional value, and my kids keep coming home and asking for money to spend in the vending machine, and this person's got to be responsible, and we got to email this person, and then so it's all these moms, and they're all just saying the same thing over and over again. No one's saying anything of value. It's just they're just repeating themselves. And then the principal wrote an email and kind of clapped back, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's go!" So now I'm just I wanna maybe like. I think I'm going to get involved somehow and be like, first of all, Pop-Tarts are catching strays. Pop-Tarts are what the parents are really focused on.
Part of a healthy breakfast.
Pop-Tart is as healthy as it got in my house, bro.
Oh, sorry, you guys didn't have dessert with breakfast?
Yeah. Have you heard of fruit filling? Thank you very much. Those are breakfast pastries, and they deserve to be treated with respect. We could talk about some of the other things. Maybe the nutritional value is not there, but Pop-Tarts is not the one. But the principal was like, we're going to take some of the things out. We'll replace it with some healthy snacks. Like the candy is getting taken out, but the snacks, they stay.
You know what you should do? Recommend mango slices.
Imagine just a bag of wet mango slices.
Just so you guys know, mango slices are pretty hot in the streets right now.
By the way, I went over to Feits to go film a sketch.
Uh-huh.
And as soon as I walked in, he gave me one of the mango popsicles.
Good.
I understand where he's coming from.
The popsicles that you made.
It was not refrozen, so it was a standard popsicle, but it was just the
but
mango flavor popsicle. He walked down, I was like, you gotta eat this. And he was like, 10 out of 10.
It sounds like, it's like refreshment on a stick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
With a little spice.
Yeah.
What'd you say? You said
there's just endless amounts of flavor. It keeps it going.
Dude, who's the brand that sells these fucking mangoes?
Outshine.
Outshine. We just gave you the tagline of a millennium. There's endless amounts of flavor. Like, give me the address, we'll send the invoice. Fucking A. But the principal wrote an email being like, we'll get rid of the candy, but the snacks are staying because, like, shut the fuck up. And she was like, I just think back to last year when Hot Takis took the school by storm, and the smiles on all the kids' faces when they were able to get Hot Takis, and like it was a great moment. I was like, hell yeah, bitch. Let's go. Let's go. Those are my kind of moments. The first time
I'm making your kids fucking happy.
Yeah, sorry, like, you know, we gave children the joy of a snack, you fucking assholes. And then kind of like ended with like a sub tweet kind of being like, and by the way, how about you parent your own fucking kids?
Yeah.
Like, just tell your kids, no, you don't. If you don't want them spending money on the vending machine, don't give them money. And like that was a big complaint. Was like, it's annoying. My kids come home and they're asking me for money because so and so had M&Ms that they got from the vending machine today. I don't know. Say fucking no to them.
Yeah, having kids is fucking annoying.
Right? Yeah, no fucking kidding. When you send your kids out into the world, there's gonna be a bunch of shit that maybe you have to prepare them for. And I think if we're getting beat by vending machines, that we as a parental society are failing. If vending machines are our again, you brought it up last episode. Like, it's not getting mowed down by machine guns. It's the vending machines that we're going to talk about. That's going to be the outrage. Let's worry about that. I almost want to be like donate like another one to the school or something. You know, have like my like a plaque on it, like donated by the Clancy family,
You know,
and have it loaded with like Entenmann's and all the good shit, mangoes.
What was that fucking video game at arcades where you step and your cop shield would pop up?
Yeah.
Donate that.
Yeah.
Fucking like video games and candy in this room.
It's got the cock
Thanks,
action.
Shay's dad.
I said next, I hope they put in a cigarette vending machine. Pulling those are awesome. If you go to a bar that still has one of those sitting in there, you're in the right place.
Buy it.
Even and
you'll be able to afford to.
Most of them are defunct or whatever. They don't even work.
I meant the bar.
Oh, by the whole
Buy the whole bar.
the whole place. Dude, the thought of like going to a bar, I mean, it must have only been like really functioning when cigarettes were like $5, so you could put like a 5 or a 10 in there. Because now you'd have to put like 2 10s, a 5, and a 1.
Yeah,
you know
would
what I
guess
mean? Like
sub 5.
Yeah, like
I don't even remember what.
because it just wouldn't make logical sense to have. Actually, nowadays, I thought one of the things I thought was funny when I saw it for the first time was like vending machines that have like $200 headphones and shit.
Yeah,
like in airports and stuff. It's like you could really just put anything in a vending machine if you want to. You can basically get a car that way. It'll just show up at your house now. But the idea of being at the bar and being like, shit, forgot my smokes. Like, give me a 5, and you just crank
now
that
whenever I buy
pull
cigarettes,
that thing. Ugh.
Which like isn't a ton, but like whenever I do, because I don't buy that often, I have to buy a lighter too. It's like $24 or something like that.
Is it really not? I remember it being like
18. I forget.
Yeah, I remember when it hit like
high.
14, 15. People were like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's only, and I was like, that's like 10 years ago at least, where like it started getting crazy with the tax or whatever. So yeah, I'm sure they should just make it like $30 because people, guess what? They'll buy it.
It's called an addiction.
Yeah, they will pay whatever they need to. So, but yeah, the great vending machine war is burning white hot.
I don't.
And I also want to be like, yo, I've seen your kids at birthday parties. They live on Doritos. Your kids run on Nacho Cheese Doritos. I see him. He's got the red shit all over his face. I know your kids. I know that she eats this and he eats that. And now all of a sudden you're gonna be, the health department. Get the fuck out of here.
That's okay. Like I guess like it's
totally.
Just give them healthy food sometimes and let them have snacks sometimes. I don't know. Parents know this. It seems like it's really easy.
I mean,
and
also tell them yes sometimes and no sometimes.
Yeah, right.
That works also
for non-parents, 2 parents, we look at it and go, that looks super easy.
So, yeah. When people are complaining,
it looks like it sucks, but it looks like you either go no or yes, and that's about it. You have 2. You can flip a coin every time you have to make a decision.
I also think for the stuff that the parents complain about being hard is not hard, and the stuff that's hard doesn't get enough.
Really?
Yeah.
Like what?
Like every new parent going through like the sleep deprivation is like I didn't know it was gonna be this hard, and I'm like, I was screaming it from the mountaintops, being like, it fucking ruins your life. You and your spouse will be pushed to the brink. You will be unhealthy. You'll be tired. You'll suffer at work. You'll be miserable. Like all that. And like to me, like the snack issue is like who fucking cares, you know?
I'll make them a nice dinner, and bro, do you know how hard it is to like fuck up a person?
Dude, I always point out there's that documentary, those kids in Brazil that literally eat garbage to stay alive. And I'm like, if those kids can survive eating actual trash, I think they eat like styrofoam and shit. Your kid will be okay having a bag of Doritos every now and then.
Like it is
no big deal.
I'm not even talking physically. Physically, it's almost impossible, but also like, man, it's so hard to fuck up a person. They're like,
dude,
they're. It's just like, don't strive for it. Just be like, I don't know. Sometimes you do bad shit. Sometimes you do good shit. Okay. That's what a person is.
A perfect segue to my new favorite person. Do you know Sean Strickland, the MMA guy who just upset Stylebender?
Just won, yeah.
Have you seen? You're gonna love this. I just started following him. Sean Strickland, biggest upset in MMA history, beats Stylebender, becomes the middleweight champ, and he did a post-game or a post-match press conference, bro. They ask him, like, one of the dumbest, like, you know, I guess I don't know him all that well, but you'll find out about him in a second. Like, I guess his story is really like, you know, he went through trials and tribulations to get there.
To go from everything you've been through to now holding that belt that says you're the baddest man at middleweight on the planet, but what do you think about that?
Yeah, thank God for child abuse, right? Fuck yeah. Traumas or repressed memories. Fucking, you got me to where I needed to be, man. Dad, you're fucking awesome, man. All of the years of abuse, you really made me the man I had to be today. I fucking know you guys.
I don't fucking know you guys. How awesome is that dude, man? That is so fucking great. And his caption's even funnier. He goes, Dana White, quote, Izzy, you had one job. He goes, so how does this work? Do I just go woke? Nike? China? Money? I'm ready. Let's go, man. Let's sell out. Yo, Wheaties, put me on that damn box. What a fucking legend. Being like, yeah, I'm obviously completely fucked mentally and emotionally. I fight humans for a living.
They put me in a cage, and I try and kill a man, and you guys like it.
And you cheat.
Things weren't great.
Things could have gone differently, man. If it wasn't for the fucking vending machine in middle school and in elementary school, I wouldn't be beating humans' faces for a living today. You know, the other thing is that school goes from fucking kindergarten to 8th grade. So, like, 8th graders need fucking snacks, bro.
Need snacks.
Like, yeah.
Also, I think my middle school had vending machines. My high school had my first high school definitely had vending machines. Second high school had a whole building of snacks. It's called Tuck Shop.
Really?
You could just go. You had cookies, cakes, fucking candies.
But that's also for the people, like, because people were like living there, right?
Yeah.
So that makes a little more sense because, like, we got to give them something when they go home, I guess. But like, I mean, when I was in school, we had I can't even imagine. I don't know what the real food is like now, but like we had fucking deep fried fries, like in the fucking fryer.
Yeah.
You know, we had all that shit. We deli sandwiches, like fake cheesesteaks with like monkey meat in it, and then we had big fat chocolate chip cookies that were like undercooked. They were 60 cents. They were amazing. They were 60 fucking cents. I would buy like 10 of them. Like, that's lunch today. I'm just eating these cookies, man. And nobody said a fucking word. Look how we turned out.
You should just pretend, like, as a bit. You'll probably get more parents agreeing with you than you think that, like you haven't learned any new information since, like, the 70s. Like, with the Pop-Tart stuff.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know, Reagan
Part of your
said
complete
that,
breakfast. Yeah.
that ketchup was a vegetable, so it checks
Tomato,
out.
right? Yeah, man. You know what is crazy to think, as I was just thinking of those prices? Like, fries were 90 cents. The cookies were 60. And I remember, like, I feel so fucking old being able, like, I'm going to, like, tell my kids stories of, like, I was paying with change. Like, my kids have no idea what change is. They have no fucking clue what
Dude, no,
metal
but
money
like
is.
to Europe, and they're like, damn.
Yeah,
I grew
right?
up right.
Yeah, for real. That they're like, if I ask them now, like, how much is a penny, quarter, dime, they'd be like, we don't even know what those are.
Yeah.
God damn.
The things I
That feels
throw at
old
the
as
cashier after, I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it was
the
like
garbage that they hand
It
me?
was your reward for buying things. You got to throw change, throw shrapnel at the masked person behind a plastic barrier.
Gametime is the exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Created by fans for fans, Gametime is the ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals to tickets to sports, concerts, and shows. Plus, they guarantee the lowest price. If you want to go see Zach Bryan right now,
Like Brian, I just went to see to the U.S. Open.
that's right.
The
Did
US
you
Open
see?
boys.
Did you see Ben?
Yeah.
Did you see him do the
No. Oh no, I didn't see that. I saw Carlos. I saw my little Carlito.
Carlito? I think the Zach Bryan tickets right now are like the cheapest one are like $1,000, but it will be guaranteed the cheapest if you go to Gametime because they guarantee the lowest price drops with last-minute technology that you can find floor seats or nosebleeds, guaranteeing the lowest price on the secondary market. You can get limited-time discounts right now with exclusive flash deals, so download the app, make sure you have your notifications on, and the best part is the purchase process takes just 2 taps and 10 seconds. Once you buy your tickets, they get sent directly to your phone. You don't need a printer because nobody has a printer anymore. Printers are so weird. The fact that everyone had a printer and then stopped having a printer.
Yeah.
It's like I have to like drive to like a FedEx Kinko's to print something out. Back in like 1994, I could print something. It's crazy. Anyway, you can just send it right to your phone. You don't need an app. You don't need anything. You can just have it right there and get into whatever event you're trying to see. Skip the hassle and enjoy the moment. Download the Gametime app or go to the website, enter your email, and redeem code KFC for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. I thinking about just diving in and making like a 1 Minute Man video about it or something. Redact some names and whatnot. But whenever I talk about like, by the way, so I tweeted over the weekend, Keegan got kicked out of his little league.
I saw that. Well, I was going to ask you about it, but I figured it'd be better to do it in front of a microphone.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of did it on purpose to make this happen, and now I'm complaining about it. So whatever. But like. The amount of people tweeting me being like, this is nothing to be proud of, like this is blah blah blah. I'm like, bro, he got kicked out because of fucking township zoning borders. Yeah. I just like had a little fun with it, bro.
He didn't beat a child with a bat.
Right. Like, God, you know. Like,
but I used to all the time too, right? Like I'd be like, I'm gonna piss people off with this, and people get pissed. I'm like, what the fuck?
you fucking it. But it's just like,
well, now I'm annoyed. It backfired. Everything backfired.
but it's like, you know, just shut the fuck up. How about that? Giving me, the parenting, reading me the parenting riot act. It's like, yeah, we're born on he was born on, lives on the other side of the border. Shut the fuck up. But it was it's literally a border. Like,
no, I know about it.
Oh yeah. But it was funny because like,
wait, what do you mean literally a border? America doesn't have borders.
I was gonna say
Fucking
borders
Biden,
are imaginary.
Biden just welded them open.
By the way, one of my favorite running things now, if you're KFC Radio fans and you have not switched over to Barstool Radio during the days yet, please do. Tommy Trump is one of the best things going. Like Tommy, when he ran for Barstool New York president, took on the Trump persona, and he just hasn't let it go. I think he's just a Republican now. It's fucking great. It's great. But I was going to do another 1 Minute Man on more like childhood drama. This is another thing I just can't wrap my head around. And I knew this was the case. We all know this. Childhood sports is like out of control. Mm-hmm. But one of the teams in my son's league, the 15-year-olds, where like you're getting pretty serious at that point.
Mm-hmm. You're a high school baseball player.
Yeah,
you better be serious.
Right.
I think I was almost a junior. I think I was a junior. No,
sophomore. So
I didn't get my license till senior year though. So would I be 16? Yeah, I turned 18 right before I went to high school, college. I turned 18 August of college. So I was 17
when I was a sophomore.
So I guess I was still a sophomore. Yeah. But
they didn't have one kid on the team from the proper town.
Really?
Not one. They had a full. What it is there's 3 towns that are eligible to be in this league. But then if you live within those towns and you go to a private school, you're still allowed to go because it's like we can't tell you, if your parents wanted to send you to private school, but you live in the same town, we can't tell you where to send your kids. But then kids who go to that same school, who don't live in the town, are like, oh, I go to that same school too, so I'm eligible. and they kind of just like let that slide for like years and years and years. So there's all Iona and all these schools, these private schools that have kids from the Bronx and New Rochelle, and there are these coaches who take it so seriously they just like recruit these kids who are fucking like Danny Almonte status. So the league like eventually was like, we pay. I think the league was like, we pay for all the fields and the upkeep and the this and the that, and then all these kids who don't pay any of those taxes are benefiting. Yeah. And I think when they found out not one kid was eligible, they were like, this is bullshit. So I think that coach filed a lawsuit. And that forced the league to then play like hardball back and be like, boom, line in the sand. Like, if you're not within these town borders, everybody's out, including like all I want is just Keegan to play with the same kids he's been playing with.
Yeah.
He has a bunch of friends now that all of a sudden he's not going to be able to play. And they cashed our registration checks and didn't tell us till like a week before the season started. So now all the other tryouts from other leagues were closed. So you had a bunch of fucking parents were roaring on that one. But it was like, this guy's an asshole for filing a lawsuit, and these guys are fucking assholes for ruining 6-year-olds' times. Like, you could just be like, I don't know, the babies can still play t-ball, and we got to figure it out for the older kids. Like, there's just no common sense anymore.
Yeah.
There's just no common sense with anything anymore. Everything has to be black and white, and it's just like, I was like, oh, fuck this guy. But then I heard like their side of the story. I was like, oh, fuck that guy. Fuck both you people. Just let my 5-year-old kid play. Just let my kid play with his friends, you dumb assholes. Like, it just doesn't take. You could just like look at it, be like, 12 years old and up has to be really serious. I don't know. Everyone else can just fucking dick around.
Yeah. Once you have puberty, you take
done. Like, that's it. Because some people would probably say, well, where do you draw the line? Is it 12? Is it 11? Is it 10?
The biological line.
Yeah, done.
The line God
drew. Yeah, when people start throwing a little bit harder and can throw a breaking ball. Done. I don't know. Fucking jerk-offs. But, yeah, I mean, that's I've been watching from afar all of this for the last 7 years now. And I think I'm just biding my time before I dive in and just go full Joker. Just straight Heath Ledger. Just like I as the Joker, I would have put like the parents on one boat and the little league on another boat and be like, who's gonna blow each other up? Like, and here we go. That's all I want to do is burn down my town with just psychological torture of all these assholes. It's fucking unbelievable. It's as bad as advertised. Like, when you see like some of those stories and shit, and you're like, how bad could it be? It's like, these people are completely lack common sense, all of them.
That would make me. That's the main reason I don't. Well, there's a lot of main reasons I want to have kids. That would drive me up. What are you talking about?
It's just like
I saw a clip the other day of like someone getting like a catcher tagged a kid in the head, and a mom went nuts, and it was like, was that necessary? And then she like stormed the field, and parents are screaming, blah, blah. Like, tag on the head.
Yeah.
And like I knew, I guess, and obviously you're seeing clips, or you're seeing the worst of it, so it makes you think worse, blah 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 blah. But like, every league had one of those parents, but it seems like
they're all those parents,
right? Like like there was always a group. I always say I think like probably one of the reasons I am the way I am is like we had this group of dads come to all our hockey games, come to all our practices, lose their minds, like legit would be drunk at like 8 a.m. Like not like I'd be drinking a beer, but like it wasn't
like new drunk.
It wasn't like
that day drunk.
I bet those guys they were proud. They were drinking, and they'd be like hanging over the glass and screaming, but by the way, they're cool guys.
Yeah.
By
the way, they're my heroes. I want to be them.
By the way, they were fucking awesome dudes. But like they would do that and they would pound on the glass and shit like that. And my dad would always just sit in the corner and just read the paper.
Hell yeah.
And I was always like, it's cool that dad's not doing that.
Yes.
But those guys are cool too.
But what it is like, like that. It's awesome to be you. It sucks to be those kids.
Yeah.
But it's awesome to be like, I have a dad that doesn't do this, but I'm happy yours do. It's just funny. Yeah. It's awesome. That's really what it's all about.
But I think
I don't want to have to live that, but I want to laugh at it.
Yeah. But again, I want to stress those dudes with the men. And when we went away on hockey trips, what crew my dad hung out with? Bang.
Yeah.
Just not on regular Saturday mornings.
Right, totally. Like, guys, there's a time and a place for this behavior. I'm down with it. It's just not at Saturday morning. That's awesome. That is great. Yeah, there is part of me that I'll tell you this much. I'm either going to stay exactly as I am, like very removed, or I'm going to dive in head first and be like those guys. You know what I mean? No half measures. Like, I'll go become a full fucking baseball dad before I'm ever like, kind of in the mix. I'm either going to be just chilling, or I'm going to be like, you fucking struck out again. You know, screaming at the umpires and shit. There is something fun about just being like those people have to know they're assholes and they just don't care? Or do you think they go home and they're like, wait, what's the big deal, honey? Do you think they go home and they say, like, oh, my God, that was so embarrassing? Or do you think they go home and go, like, fuck yeah, and I'll do it again?
I think that one.
Fuck yeah, I'll do it again?
Yeah. I think, cause, I was thinking about something the other day. I forgot. I was reading the story with someone, and it was like one of those things, like a very cliche line where it's like, this person has every reason to be a dickhead.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're famous, and they're young, and they're cool. And
Yeah.
Like,
right.
They got every
that just gives you a
reason,
pass to be a fucking asshole.
Of course, anyone would be like, of course he's an asshole. Like, he's got everything given to him. And I, like, for some reason when I read it that time, I was like, I always agreed with it, and I've probably said it a million times. And for some reason, it's time where I was like, I reject that.
Yeah. You don't just get the pass.
No one, even that, like, no.
Because I was thinking that about him with that arrest being like, you know, when all 16 of his songs were like the top 1 through 16 of the Billboard number one album.
No, it was. Let's hold.
No, but it was
that's
like
Taylor. Taylor does that kind of stuff.
But he had a lot.
Yeah,
he had all 16 were in the top 100. All like 5 were in the top 20, including number 1. I mean, he had it going on. And I was like, yeah, if you got a little mouthy with a cop, I could, like, understand that happening. But then when I saw it happen, I was like, you shouldn't have done that. And he knew it, too. He was just like, oh, fuck, I don't want to go to jail.
But they have every reason to be a dick. Like, no one has every reason. Because reason one is just don't.
Don't do it. Yeah,
like, that's
do
it. You just
like,
don't
It's just, there is just a choice to be one or not be one.
Doesn't matter how given everything is, like, how, not given's not the right word, earned or whatever, like, what you have, like, there's always, you never have reason number one, don't.
Right, just don't.
It's very simple.
I like that. Reason number one, don't. That applies to being an asshole. That applies to everything. Just don't.
It's like, I don't know, just don't.
You could just not cause a scene. You could just not say that to that person. You could just not make that, like, just don't.
Don't be a dickhead.
Dude, I like that a lot. Reason number one, don't. Reason number one, no.
Don't. I've said it 10 times now. Like, I don't know. It seems real easy. Just don't be an asshole to people.
Because at the end of the like, and you know what? And when you have, like, if you've been dealt a really shitty hand, like a guy like Sean Strickland was like channeled it into something, I guess, good. You know what I mean? Like even if things are really bad, when you do have a free pass to, like, I'm not just talking like you're rich and you're famous. It's like I was abused and all that shit. And people always say, like, those are the people who turn around and commit, like, all these heinous acts and shit. It's like, but there are people who go through that and don't do it. So, that's a little bit of a different story where you're fucked up in the head, but, like, you always can choose to just not.
Dude, not doing anything is the easiest thing to do.
Oh, it's so easy. That's the other thing, too. You know what's, like, so much easier than, like, being a rapist? Just, like, hanging out in your house.
Not being rapist.
Just chilling. Raping people is so fucking hard and convoluted and this messy thing. It's just, like, you could just stay on your couch and, I don't know, watch Netflix.
Of all the things I've done in my life, I'd probably say not raping's been the easiest.
Absolutely.
Caused the least amount of sweat.
I will put a guarantee on it. John's tornado. I will never rape anybody. And not even out of the morality, just out of the effort. Just out of the effort. There might come a day where I'm gonna, you know what? I want to take that. But I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. Just because it's a whole big thing. It's a whole production. I don't want to do this song and dance. All right? It's a whole dog and pony show to rape somebody. So I'm just gonna chill on my couch. Really though, that should be that should be a new argument that we throw in there for why people shouldn't rape. Like, judges should be like, you're aware it's 2023, the amount of, like, entertainment you have at your fingertips. Back in the day, you're a caveman. You're just like, I'm going to kill that animal, and I'm going to fuck that thing. And now it's like...
Caveman rape's okay.
Caveman rape was...
Well, go on. Yeah. You can't apply today's morality to the whole time.
Can you even consent if you don't even have language yet? You know what I mean? Come on. But nowadays, like, man, have you been on the internet? Have you seen streaming services? All the music, all the entertainment? TikTok? Have you been on TikTok? Have you tried TikTok before you've raped somebody? Judges should have no leniency. They should just be like, you're going to jail for life because you could have been on TikTok instead of raping that girl.
No, the TikTok. I actually thought of yesterday I found out why I don't like RedZone.
That was your hot take.
That was
your spiciest.
Bro, I remember writing this blog, it was back in Milton, and Dave yelling downstairs, "What the fuck is this?" And I was like, I don't know. I don't really like RedZone.
It's an emotion that I have. Yeah. It's an opinion and a feeling that I exude.
And I think Dan even texted me or called me. He was like, or maybe we must have been G-Chat back in the day. He's like, what the fuck? And I was like, I don't know. It's too much for me. It's like, dude, and I try it. Every year. I try again. I tried again for like the first like half hour yesterday, and it was like, whoosh, whomp, now we go over to Cincinnati. I was like, what the fuck is happening? I'd rather watch the 13-3 game just play out than it's you're under attack. You're under attack. I felt like dude, I'm sure it was probably a little bit worse. I felt like I was at Pearl Harbor. I was like, what the fuck is all this happening right now? There's so much going on. I just want to fucking chill. It's Sunday afternoon, you goddamn animals.
Bro, I did not think a human representation of RedZone would be that funny. Whomp, whoosh. Let's go over to Cincinnati.
Like, why is Scott Hansen yelling at me? I haven't even had lunch yet.
That is so good, man.
Everyone, Titans just got into the red zone. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah, even just the notion of like, somebody's crossed the 20-yard line. We gotta go there. They've crossed an imaginary line. Get us a camera in there right now. It is funny though how well RedZone's natural balance works out. There's only like a couple times where they have to go like 8 screens. You know what I mean? And everyone's like, holy shit, it's happening. For the most part, there's only just like a couple at a time, you know? It's a very natural order of things in RedZone. That was.
And guess what? Sometimes you miss good stuff. Had I not been watching the Browns game, I would not have watched I don't know who commentators are, but whatever commentator was, just step all over his dick.
What did he say?
Dude, because this is a quote. Said the Browns had just scored or whatever. But speaking of the Browns, very weird how upset that franchise gets at being called exactly what their mascot is.
I mean, that what is that mascot?
It's an elf.
Is it though? I heard it wasn't.
His name is Elfie.
I heard it wasn't actually an elf.
Bro, his name is like I'm 99% sure his name is Elfie. I'm gonna say I'm 100% sure his name is Elfie.
Let's
or maybe it's Brownie the elf.
Brownie is probably.
I think it's Brownie the elf. That makes more sense. But like
Brownie the elf.
Bro, it's at the 50-yard line. It's on all your merch. It's an elf. He called you the elves. You're like, whoa, buddy. Let's have some decorum here. Don't call us exactly what we are.
Did you see the dude, the Bengals guy, his quote?
Jamar Chase.
Yeah, that was great. Is that who it was? That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is fucking hilarious.
But I think the Browns had just scored or whatever. Maybe Deshaun Watson just made a nice pass. And whoever the commentator was like, this is the freest I've seen Deshaun Watson play since he decided not to play back in 2021. And I was like, oh, did he decide?
Oh, is that what it was?
Was that a tough decision for him to make?
He just made a personal choice.
Yeah.
He just decided to sit out.
Good for him.
That's
I'm glad he overcame
funny.
whatever made him decide to give up on his dream for a year.
That is fucking great. Support for today's episode comes from Marine Layer. It's official. I found the softest T-shirt mankind has ever made. Dude, you know me. I've been on a crusade for this. I've been pretty much my whole life has been about finding comfortable clothes that also look good. And Marine Layer has finally unlocked it. And everyone else is chasing it. They're all chasing the Holy Grail. But Marine Layer has found it. It's the softest thing you've ever touched. And they figured out the perfect fit. Because like right now, I'm wearing the shirt that's too big for me. But if I bought this same shirt in a large, it was too small for me. And I'm stuck in between sizes. Marine Layer, whatever sizing system they've figured out, go with them because they figured out not only the material but the sizing, and they've got you for anything in between. So they have a large. That's between medium and large. They should. Why did the world decide to boil down shirts to like 3 or 4 sizes? Why is there not like 6 or 7? That's what Marine Layer did. They came out with large, medium, large. We've got everything in between. And right now, you can get them whether you're going on a date or going to the office. You want to keep casual. They have shirts for every occasion. And they've got their Respun program where they take a bunch of old T-shirts and they will recycle it and give you $5 credit per shirt. So bring in your old shirts, get money for it, and then get new Marine Layer shirts that are comfortable and stylish.
I would check out Marine Layer. I'm giving Marine Layer. I don't do it a lot where I'm like, oh, Marine Layer's got some cool.
They are
Marine Layer worth checking out. I would venture to guess every listener of this show, Marine Layer has something you will like.
This is one of the sponsors that gives us a promo code to buy stuff, and I look forward to it. I'm like, hell yeah. Like sometimes we get a promo code or free stuff, and I'm like, thanks, but no thanks. This one I was like, fuck yeah. So for a limited time, get 15% off with code KFC15 at marinelayer.com. That's KFC15 for 15% off your entire order at marinelayer.com, saving your closet one shirt at a time. Real quick. What'd you think of Ashton and Mila?
I did
Since
not
we're on
want to
topic of rape.
That stuff makes me very uncomfortable. Oh, I thought
No, just
sending
like
the letter was. Oh yeah. By the way, Eggy, come on, man.
What?
Oh yeah. And by the way, Kevin, come on, man. For those who aren't aware, someone tweeted at Kevin. Kevin was in a bit of a war, saying you should never write those kind of letters. And someone said, "What if Feits did it?" And
I would never.
What the fuck? And Kevin said, "I wouldn't write a letter."
Hell no.
What the fuck,
Bro, if you another like KFC Radio stamp on this one, if you get convicted of rape, you on your own, bro. You are on your own.
If they asked me, I'd be like, "He's always nice to me." Like, what was he like? I don't know, but he's nice to me.
You know what? That actually is fair. If someone asked me the question, "What do you think of him?" I'd say he's never raped me.
Never came close.
I never knew him to be a rapist. He's a nice guy. If someone asked me to legally pen a letter on the record, I would say, "Go fuck yourself."
I will write that on the record for you. I will say he never raped me. I was never even in fear a little bit.
Bro, that was. I don't even care about I understand what's going on here. I get that they're a close friend. I know that it was a long time ago. I know that there's not a lot of evidence. It's a weird situation, but just from a PR point of view, you got to be out of your fucking mind.
Yeah.
Like, I would be like, I even want to do this for you, dude, because, like, you fucked up or whatever. Like, you really fucked up, but you've lived an amazing life otherwise. And, like, but I'm just not going to submit a letter to another body of, another place that's going to, for sure, become public saying, Your Honor, go easy on this rapist. I'm just not going to do it. Even if I believe, like, people are like, oh, you don't, like, you wouldn't, even if you really felt that way, you wouldn't write it? No! No, there's a ton of things I believe and feel that I don't put on the record. Trust me on that.
I'm obviously kidding. But like, I'd probably write I wouldn't write a letter for a convicted rapist. Yada yada yada. But if they were like, can you just put into your own words your experience with him? I'd be like, yeah, I don't know why any of this matters, but seemed nice to me. Yeah. like why does my experience with him matter? Like if they did it with murder, like dude, this guy killed 100 people. Like.
Never killed
when
me.
he came into my pizza shop, he was always a very pleasant man.
Right.
Like, what does that have to do with it?
So what? That was a time that he wasn't murdering.
Yeah, he did the crime, right? So what does this matter?
It really is so crazy. It's like, and like, I really hated the Ashton Kutcher was like, basically like think about his daughter. It's like, well, think about the fucking daughter, like the father of the daughter.
We're thinking about all the other daughters,
right.
Which is why we're putting him in jail.
Right. It's crazy. And I mean, it's just a wild one from a dude who, I mean, I gushed over Ashton. I was like, our number one guest ever. He was so cool. And then I was like, whoa, that was a misstep.
Particularly for somebody who's like super involved in sex trafficking. Not that they're the same, but they are.
But they are similar. There's similarities to be when it comes to having like the empathy and the sympathy and the right like thought process. Like I understand people who's thinking, but he's their friend and blah blah blah. It's just that's the wrong like way of thinking.
Yeah.
You have to come over here and think about it this way. You would have thought those people would be thinking like the right way on this one, but they weren't.
Did you see the tweet?
You've got to think though that they were like, yo, these are not going to be public, right? Right? You swear to me they're not going to be public?
Yeah,
they're not going to be public. They're not going to be public. They were public. Like, of course it's going to happen. You guys have been super famous for like your whole fucking life. You have to know this is going to become public.
This tweet was so funny. It says, I know their PR told them to sit in front of an innocuous, normal person-looking wall, but unfortunately for them, I've also watched their Architectural Digest house tour and know exactly where this was filmed.
Wow. That's maybe the best tweet of all time. That is great. If you're listening, there's the picture. It looks like they're just behind like a wooden wall, but in front of that is this beautiful infinity pool with these floating chairs and this little beautiful landscape and all this shit. I mean, and by the way, I you know it would actually be a really funny skit if you could do something like this without a border. The post video scenes from Ashton and Mila. Because I envisioned Ashton going, you didn't watch it?
I didn't know.
I envisioned Ashton going like, the fuck was that? Because he was like, all right, so, all right, you know, like being like very natural.
Yeah.
And Mila Kunis was like, we have worked so hard over the years in our foundation to prevent this sort of thing from happening. We would never want this to happen to anybody else. And Ashton kind of looked at her like, yeah, so Danny, like he was just being like acting. He was acting, but making it sound natural.
Yeah.
She was just fucking reading off of a teleprompter. And I actually thought about him probably in his head going, what the fuck was that?
Another take!
Yeah, take 3. Take 10. I mean, it was, woo. I don't know what you do after you write a letter to prop up a convicted rapist, but it ain't that video. It ain't that, man. That one you got to just be like, just disappear for like, pull a Mean Girls, disappear for a year. Hopefully people just stop talking about that shit. Before we go to voicemails, can you just go like this with your finger?
God, is it still there?
What is that?
What? All this stuff up here?
It's like black.
It's God damn it, Kevin. I have glue all over my fucking
Okay. It's like in your ear. Yeah.
Dude.
That's going to be in there.
I've been dumping acetone on my head for fucking a whole weekend. Yeah, glue everywhere. It's a nightmare.
No, you got it. I was like, does that? I thought it was gonna be food. I was like, is that soap? Sometimes I get soap stuck there, but it was like black. And then there was John. This is a legitimate thought. I thought that it might have been food. I don't know how you would get food in your ear, but that being a real thought is kind of scary.
Oh, okay. So the other day I went to.
Oh no.
This isn't that bad. But I went into the. I woke up. Went to the. I don't know. I here's what I'm trying to say is I'd been outside, and now I'd probably gone to the gym, and then I'd come home, and I was shirtless in front of the mirror, about to take a shower to put clothes on and go back out, and I like went like this, like with my hair or something like that, and I was like, where did all that chocolate come from?
Oh my god!
And I was like, that must be chocolate, and I went.
It's
I didn't even have a guess, Kevin.
Dude. You had no idea. You weren't like, oh, I was eating that candy bar in bed. It has to be that. Like you could
be at any time. Oh, I was eating that candy bar describes most of my day.
Bro, I'll never forget that you tried to shame me for ice cream. And this is the life you lead.
I buy the candy bars individually. I take 3 to 4 trips to the market per week. Not individually. I buy big bags, but I buy those individually. I don't buy 5 at a time.
All right.
Wait, real quick. I got a couple one-time segments.
Okay. We lead the league. We lead the fucking world in one-time segments.
Well, here's the deal, dude. They fucking told us we had to make segments to make it sellable for fucking 7 years. They've never sold a single segment. Bro. So there's no reason to have segments.
I was at a meeting last week, and the new girl said to Bree and Grace, you got to make segments so they can sell them.
They're not going to sell it. Bree and Grace don't do it.
I went like this. I went, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it right now, but I wanted to be like, no, you don't. You don't have to make segments. They will not sell them.
And that's not to say they haven't done sales, but
they will not sell the segments.
It's not a segment.
Yeah.
They never sell a
It's
segment.
never the segment.
There's no reason for a segment in podcast.
It happened.
If your podcast has segments, tell them to stop. There's no need. Okay.
How stupid is that? That advertisers need you to like say a sentence in the beginning, like now today's next segment named XYZ.
We're just gonna drop a minute clipping.
Right,
done.
done.
A podcast works.
Shut up.
When I wake up at like 6:30, I usually wake up and I kind of like do whatever, but I fall back asleep pretty quick. But I always remember that like hour and a half of like back asleep.
Yeah.
And it's always like really dumb stuff. But like it's kind of like almost like all high. I guess.
Wait, you're talking about you remember your dream?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess it's
okay.
kind of a dream, but it's like
I'll tell you what. I don't know if this is a thing. That what you're describing is the best sleep I get.
Oh, it's the worst. I don't get any sleep. It's like I'm like.
But do you sleep well in that hour?
No.
Because I kick and toss and turn all night, existential dread, the whole nine. I'll wake up at like 5 or 6 and go back to bed from like 5 to 7 or something like that. And then when I wake up at 7, I'm like, oh, I'm so groggy because I think I just like I think I like swan dive into the sleep. I suicide into sleep, and then I got to come back out of it for the day. And I'm like, why did you do this in the middle of the night?
We had all the time in the world.
All the time in the world.
But like, I'm always like basically it's like being high. Where I'm like,
Yeah.
I remember being like, I remember turning like I for some reason I always turn the TV back on that like I turned off at some point in the night. And, I get snacks and all this stuff, and
I cook a feast.
But the other, and sometimes not sometimes, but the other day I had to, I remember like giggling and I was like laughing to myself. And the only reason I'm retelling this is because I told it to Trent. We had the boys went to lunch on Saturday. Me, Nate, Trent, and Tommy.
Oh, that sounds awesome. That's the stuff I miss the most. I don't want to party, but I want to do shit like that.
Bro, we went. Okay.
Oh no.
We've been
boy.
dibbling and dabbling. I'll get back to my half dream. But we went to lunch, and
Did Tommy do something weird?
no, two very funny things happened. Well, one very funny thing. One, I think I gotta just finally say it.
Oh god.
The one was I got there like 15 minutes early, 2:15 lunch reservation. I got there at like 2, and I knew no one else was gonna be there, so I just waited across the street and like leaned against this building in the shade. It was hot out, and I just stood there for 10 minutes or so. And it was like I forget. It's not Barrow. It's whatever's right after Barrow, but whatever. And it's like kind of a dead end. And I was kind of just sitting there, zoned out, and I see like this figure standing there, and I look up, and I snap out of it, and Tommy was there. And he had been doing laps. We'd both been just avoiding going to the front because we didn't want to be the first one there, which I get. But also, when it was me and Tommy, I was like, it had to be us.
I was gonna say, there's 2 guys I would pick.
I was hiding in tree shade. Tommy was just doing laps. Being like, I hope someone else gets here.
Bro, the dumbest thing in society is we won't see you till your whole party's there.
I didn't even ask though.
I know, but I'm
like
you couldn't have done anything anyway.
Yeah, right. You're not gonna give that table away. But then where we were sitting, was like this. The restaurant had like an outdoor patio type section, and we were sitting indoors, but like right by the door to the patio. And someone had brought their dog to the restaurant, and he was just like the person was sitting at the bar, and the guy just had him on the leash, and the dog was just sitting in front of the door, like on the mat. Like it couldn't have been more in front of the door. As every waiter, busboy,
That's crazy.
person going outside had to step over the dog. No one moved the dog.
Get the fuck out of here.
And I at one point there, it was at the end of lunch, but I was like, I have to get up and go to the bathroom. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. And like, I was like, I think someone's got to say
something.
that dogs have too many rights.
Yeah.
That dogs
Speak
do
on
not belong where they are most of the time.
Speak on it.
It was
Preach.
Dude, like no one, even like one of the waiters should have been like, "Can you get the fucking dog out of here?" But instead, they're petting it. That dog shouldn't have been there. That dog, like,
Speak on it, Brother John.
even the people it was affecting somehow weren't affected. But I was like, I'm going nuts. This dog is not only like it's a safety hazard. If that person doesn't get their back leg up, they're gonna fall down the stairs. It's crazy.
I don't know when we lost the thread on you can just leave dogs alone at home for a little while.
So just put them on the other side. It doesn't. Yeah.
But
it
don't
doesn't have to be
bring them at
abrupt,
all.
But if you don't have to bring them at all. But if you're gonna put them on the other side, it was crazy.
Dude, you can leave your dog alone for like a week, let alone a fucking afternoon. Okay, get the fuck out of here with this shit.
It was
dogs, goddamn everywhere.
I was saying that like,
this is it. By the way, like for years we've tiptoed around like anti-dog sentiments, and I realized like.
I'm not anti-dog.
No,
I like dogs as dogs.
Yes, right. That's what I mean. People like construe it in this weird way. It's almost like the RedZone take. It's like there's some validity to this. But
you just hate football. No, I like football. That's why I want to watch football.
I
and
want to watch a game of football
and fucking highlights.
But I like dogs, and I want to like sit on my couch at home with them, or your couch at home with them. I don't want to have them in the middle of my fucking restaurant while we gotta like walk to and from the bar. But
bro, the dog battle for civil rights was more seamless than any other group of people.
They faced no pushback. There was none.
People were like, black people shouldn't get to go to school, and everyone's like, no, dogs can hang out in restaurants, supermarkets.
No problem. Food, travel, circulating air. We'll just let these animals in it. Yeah, no problem.
Dude.
No problem. I think having reasonable anti-dog opinions is when you become an adult.
Yeah.
Like there's just different rules for everybody. It's not an age thing. It's not a.
I think all these people were adults. Everyone in this restaurant was an adult.
No, they weren't.
Like, no one thinks
this
is crazy.
No, they weren't, dude. They weren't, because that's what I'm saying is like, you can't say that like when you turn 18 you're an adult, because a lot of 18-year-olds are still kids. You can't say even when like if you have a family, because like there are some people who don't have families. Like everybody lives like different lives or whatever. When you've been on the planet long enough to be unafraid to just say like, we're getting a little crazy with the animals we bring around. Those are adults. And everybody else, the people who say that like that dogs are the same as babies, they're not adults. So it's like all the people who love dogs more than anything, you're not being an adult. Think about it, you're like a little like, oh my god, it's a puppy. That's like what kids do. The adults are the ones going, I mean, I like the dog, but I just don't want it next to me on a plane.
Yeah.
Or I don't want it sitting on my lap at a restaurant. Or I don't want it, fucking running around in the movie theater.
Yeah.
Like, that's when you become an adult, when you can just admit those things.
Dude, I think I said this before, but like, literally, my grandparents had a dog house. It took 2 generations for dogs to go from the dog house to the penthouse.
To the penthouse.
Like they're everywhere. They're in the boardroom. It's
Bezos is sitting there with his dog.
Why is the dog here?
Boardroom.
Or I thought this was a people meeting. What the fuck is the dog doing here? And guess what? The people who bring their dogs out the most almost always got a dog for like not the right reasons. So the dog's not trained.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah.
But like even like the people who were like with this guy, I'm like, dude, aren't. And again, like this is just the feelings I feel. But like when I'm with,
yeah, you're even throwing out a little.
But like when
you're
I'm
qualifying.
When I'm with, like,
just say it.
No, I don't, because it's not that bad. But it's like I'm so uncomfortable even when I'm in the group with the dog.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dude, let's just move the fucking dog over there.
Yeah.
Dude, the fucking dog's barking. Like
right.
We're ruining everyone else's time at this restaurant.
Right.
Like
well, that's also my thing. I really respect anybody who rescues dogs, but also like I'm not down to just fucking do the wild card and
But if you're gonna get a dog, you have to get a dog. Like you have to train it.
You have to do it. Right.
Like,
So,
you just don't have this fucking thing that like you kind of just lift your chair up and you put the leash under it and then you just sit there and let the dog do what it wants. Like,
right.
People are out for like a nice relaxing Saturday afternoon.
Right.
The dog's barking and sniffing. Like I don't know, get it away. I'm just chilling. Like have my key lime pie, delicious by the way.
The people who rescue a dog and take it very seriously and all that, like, great. Obviously, the best thing you can do. When people were telling me to get a rescue, I was like, I am not in a position to like train this dog every day and make sure it's going to be all good. I don't want to do that. I don't know how to do that. I don't think I can do that. So I'm not going to just like pick one from the fucking, like you can get somebody from a shelter that's going to be a fucking problem.
Yeah, because everyone else has already thought it.
Right. It's like
they're just not at home.
That's a real roll of the dice that I am just not equipped to make that gamble right now. So the rest of you, God bless you. I'm not taking that one home. The lack of.
Oh, I'm a shopper. If ever it comes to it,
Yeah, I mean, come on.
we don't adopt. We shop.
Come on. Are you paying too much for your wireless plan? That's a rhetorical question because the answer is yes. Unless, of course, you work with Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. They have $25 a month. So those are the only people who can say that they're not paying too much for your wireless plan. Everybody else in the world, if you're using anything other than that, you are paying too much for your wireless, including all the morons who are using those, like the top dogs. You're paying $200 a month for what? It's the same exact thing on your phone that you can get for $25 per line when you get up to 4 lines over at Straight Talk. You get data unlimited, talk unlimited, text unlimited on nationwide 5G. There's just no reason to pay more. It's like if you told me that the expensive one was 5G and the cheap one was 3G, I would get it. There's just no reason. The cheap ones give you the same thing that the expensive ones do. There's no fucking reason for it to exist. Plus, they have no contracts, no hidden fees, and no compromises. That's the Straight Talk talking from Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart and Walmart.com. All right, let's get.
By the way. So we're gonna get to my dream. So my dream, it's not really a dream, but I do. Oh wait, I do have a dream too. I was in my sleep, and I thought that was all because Trent thought this was funny. That's why that lunch came out.
Okay.
That was 20 minutes because I said the line, and Trent thought this was funny, so I'm gonna say it.
Trent likes it.
I thought I was just giggling in my sleep about these words, and the word. It's not funny. By the way, now that I'm about to say it, I'm like, this is.
It's not funny. I do this a lot with these dreams and stuff. I'll wake up and write down a dream thinking it's cool or interesting. I read it in the morning. I'm like, that sucked.
The words that start with are really funny.
It's not funny. That's not funny at all.
You're like, if you can just say amendment.
No surprise there that our resident idiots
Where are you from?
are laughing at this.
America. What do you want to make? You
Could
want to
not
make it?
think of a less funny podcast segment than this.
That's in.
This is our new segment, by the way. This is called our segment.
Amendment.
If you want to sponsor us saying words with
that's
it's so
a segment.
funny.
But by the way, the other one, real quick, I got to shout out you.
For?
I had a different dream.
Ooh.
Where I had, actually, bro, this makes sense why I should have brought this up earlier, because I definitely had this dream in response to you not having my back.
When you became a rapist.
When I raped people. I had a dream where I was, it was like an ex-girlfriend had put us on a text chain. And it was a bunch of.
Your ex or my ex?
My ex. And it was a bunch of it was me, you, and a bunch of foreign hockey players. For some reason, she had all their pictures and they all had the Swedish jerseys that are just covered in logos.
Okay.
And it was John made all that up. Here's everyone who can confirm if this is Kevin. Please hear them out. And you replied, "This is Kevin." Yes, this is Kevin. No, I don't want to hear anything anyone has to say. And I was like, that's my guy. That's my guy.
Up. That's what's up.
I did it, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't remember the start of the dream, but I remember waking up feeling guilty. And I was like, he's got my back, dude.
Bro, I will lie to any girl's face for you, bro. Until you rape somebody.
It wasn't a rape.
Okay.
It wasn't
as long as you didn't rape somebody, I will have your back. You.
I think I made up a player.
I'll even have your back on murder, by the way.
Nice.
Just not rape. Rape's too much. But if you murder someone and you want to be like, yo, just tell people I didn't do it, I'll do that for you. Because that person's dead already.
It was like I invented a player on a team and made. I don't understand what it was.
Whatever it was, he didn't do it.
Yeah, didn't do it. And by the way, if you don't have multiple people in your life who Kevin thinks you're telling that story about, because whoever it is, it's not. Whoever you're thinking of, it's someone else.
That is great.
Congratulations, things are going great for you then. One more. What time is it?
11:30.
11:30. Okay, we got time. We'll do one more 10-minute segment. I haven't opened this link yet. I just saw a link and thought it was funny.
Okay.
And I thought it could be a segment. So the Reddit headline was, "What's the dumbest thing people called you gay for?" So I thought we could just go through some stuff and decide if it's gay or not.
Totally.
Okay. I was called gay for showering daily. Nah, that's all right.
No, come on, that's fine. That's stupid.
Yeah.
That's a reach.
I
I can't. I mean,
don't know how to read Reddit.
I've been. You don't know how to read.
I've
I've been called gay so much, but
Is there a way to like sort Reddit so it just starts like I just want the headline? Like,
yeah.
I just want each.
If you go to sort comments, I was told it was gay to wash my ass.
Kind of gay.
Well, I mean, we talked. Was it Frankie? Somebody recently was like, I put a finger up my ass when I.
Big J Okerson.
Yeah, but somebody here did it too. I think.
Really?
Frankie.
If anybody.
I think. I mean, it might have been when we were on. The
Oh,
road.
it was Frankie.
Yeah,
Yes.
Frankie like fucks himself in the shower.
Yeah. By the way, shout out to PGA selling Borelli shirts.
Yeah, that's fucking dope.
So cool.
This is a long roundabout way of saying he got called gay for putting on lotion. That's a good one.
That is a good one.
That's good.
That I do. Most of these are going to be good ones that I do.
Wearing a red pair of Vans. That feels a little gay.
Red sneakers.
Red
are
is
gay.
red.
Yeah.
Red sneakers are like flamboyant.
Yeah.
You're definitely like look at me, and look at me is definitely gay. I like to give oral sex to women. Ultimately, the gayest thing you can
All right,
do.
Uncle June.
I was called gay for 6 months in middle school for doing hopscotch. Hopscotch, so gay. Hopscotch and jumping rope.
Come on,
You
dude.
are a flaming homosexual.
As I said, most of these are going to be things I do. The second one really wrote me in. But it's not fun. I don't play patty cake. You're doing no, look, I've done hopscotch too. But
Hopscotch and patty cake. Those are so gay.
I don't think I've ever done patty. I'm sure I've done it like with my cousins or something like that.
If you're a guy and you do patty cake over the age of like 3, like I could see Keegan be like, this shit's gay.
Yeah.
I'm not playing patty cake, Dad. That's for gays.
I saw someone have a tweet. Oh, it was after Ted Cruz did his like "We still drink beer" video. You see that one?
Who did?
I forget. It did like the things people. I get everyone's trying to score political point stuff, but it's like I don't know. Like some study came out that was like you should only drink 2 beers a week. And
Oh yeah.
he was
Oh,
like,
Ted Cruz. You saw him?
Yeah.
Were they all sipped afterwards?
so weird.
Oh, that was gay.
That
That was so gay.
That was gay.
But for real, organizing a little skit, like, and then I'm gonna say this, and then we all sip
We
at
all
the same
sip
time. So fucking gay. That is the gayest shit ever.
But someone quoted that, and yeah, that's right. They should have said this is gay.
Right.
But it was they were like, it's crazy that our country is run by people who are still living their deathly fear of being called gay in middle school.
By the way, that's
all they are run by is being afraid of being called gay in middle school. Like
that study said 2 drinks a day,
oh really?
which is like I think kind of good.
But also, I don't know who. Yeah, a study said it. What does it mean?
Right, right, yeah, it's
No
like-
one's
it's
trying
like-
to enact it into law.
Right, I was gonna say like we
They also say you should eat a bunch of vegetables.
right.
Like-
We don't do that either. But honestly, like 2 drinks. If you think about the population of people, like you can have 2 drinks, we can have 2 drinks. There's no problem. For most people, you have 2 drinks, you're probably like on a buzz, and you should not get drunk every night.
Dude, most I saw things that can't be right, but it was talking about an article about the rise of non-alcoholics and beers and
Not the humans, the beer.
yeah, and it was like no one ever addressed the fact that 30% of the country doesn't drink, and then
They choose not to.
yeah,
Wow.
and then of the 70% that do, I think something like 60% of those consider themselves basically non-drinkers. Mm-hmm. So
we're talking about
who's
fraction
doing
of
all the
fraction.
drinking?
Well, that's the thing. Those people are doing a lot. Like they do a lot of heavy lifting.
I was like,
all of the booze is being bought by
I
them.
was like, where does everyone I've ever met fall into?
Well, it's because it's like a legal drug, so it's just like there's like 10% of the population buys all of it. It's a legalized and pretty much affordable drug.
I was telling it to like my friend, we were out to dinner Labor Day, and I was like telling that study to like my family and some friends and stuff like that, and I was like, where, like everyone I've ever known,
Yeah.
we just drink a lot. And my mom was like, well, where do you hang out the most? Bars.
Where people drink.
It's mostly bars. But the last thing, because I know we have to tighten that up. Which was the one-time segments was a pretty big flop today.
No, yeah, I'll say, you know what I want to say though. By the way, that's a hard segment for us because we get called gay a lot, like for everything. So it's just like I don't know. You know what I mean? Like the resurgence of the pause game is like I can't even play it because I say actually gay things.
Yeah.
It's like I do a podcast where I talk about like getting a finger up my ass. Can you even say pause when it is gay? You know, we talk about like sucking a guy's dick. You can't say pause when it's just like we're being gay. So it's hard for me to even enjoy the game.
Pause. I'm in the middle of the sentence.
Yeah. Let me finish.
It's gonna get worse, dude. But so all that needs to be tightened up a little bit, which made me remember the article I read this weekend about the producers, about podcast producers.
Oh, I didn't see this.
And it was about the rise of the third mic and how the old radio tradition of the third mic is alive and well and in podcasting. What did you think I was saying?
Wait, was this in the group chat?
I knew exactly.
No, I tweeted.
Oh, okay.
No, I knew exactly what you were saying. I think that was what I thought you were saying.
Okay.
But then I said, I think you misunderstood what I was saying, but then I was like, I'm not going to, then I was like overthinking the response back, and then I was like, it's too late, and then I just didn't respond back. But I was just saying, like, I think I don't talk into a mic. Because I just forget. Like, I'll just, like, be talking to you guys, and I'll be like, oh, wait, we're on a podcast right now.
I see. I wasn't even saying talking to mics. I was just saying talk more. But it's just about, like, what producers have to do. It's probably Saturday morning if you're scrolling. You guys do a lot.
Yeah, man.
What I didn't get a chance to read the
Well,
article.
listen,
Honestly, it's a good article.
That article probably says they do a lot.
Fuck up.
I'm sure like NPR producers do a lot.
yeah, that's actually fair.
Like Jackie's job is to like go through and bleep out when we say that's how hard her job is.
But what was I gonna say? Oh, like it was talking about because it was also referencing sound engineers, and I was like, I think Jackie's both.
Yeah, that.
Like,
this is the thing.
Like, we definitely don't have sound.
This is kind of the thing that we just went through with Barstool, where it's like everything got specialized.
Yeah.
It's like you need one person to do all that.
I will edit the audio. Like, if the audio doesn't sound right, I edit that. I don't know.
Do you think about that? How the audio sounds?
Yes. If one of you guys is lower, then I have to go in. I have to get the stems. I have to like raise. I mean, it's not like a complete technical like thing, but you know what? One day I'm gonna go through my whole process, and I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna just do like a little like sped up video. I'm gonna show you because with the real like the editing is not the annoying part. The part is once it's all done and having to put it together, put the ads in, put the cold open, the intro, then get the like all the different parts, upload. Get the like all the end there. It's like I'll be done at a certain time, and I'll be like, I have so much more to do.
What the rise of the video podcasts is what fucked them.
Yeah.
Audio podcasts kick rocks.
It was interesting, like reading
because
about,
I used to do that shit, and it was just like chop, pop, pop. You know, if you have a heavily edited show, it's a different story. But for us, it was like. Take that dead air out at the beginning, and I forgot to press stop, so there's a lot of dead air at the end. I don't know, like, but the video where it's like now we got to put it in the picture they're talking about, and the video they're referencing, and all that. That's you're making a whole movie.
Right. It was an interesting read. Like it was like it starts talking about like I forget what podcast, but some podcast and like their producer wasn't there at a live show that the writer of this article was at, and like the crowd started booing. And I was like, that happened to ours.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Like, Jackie's not here tonight. Like, what the fuck are we here for?
The producer is also just the, like, it's like the buddy, like, sidekick in a movie. You always like that guy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, all right, like, Channing Tatum's the star, but Jonah Hill is like the or whatever. That's not a good example. But, like, you always like the funny, like, dude who's just there to be there and not.
Creed Bratton.
What? Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, we all know that like Steve Carell is the star, but who do you really like from The Office?
It does.
That's
one of the producers.
The producer.
They probably interviewed like 4 separate podcasts. Like one of them was on a network I've heard of, but I never really heard of any of them. But they were talking to the producers of it, and like one was like, it's kind of great because like I don't have to talk that much. So when I have something great, I just get to speak.
Yeah, so it's just like
So
you're
it's
hitting dingers.
every time I hit. It's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, we should.
Exactly.
I'm gonna read this article, and I think we should make one for Barstool. If it's different enough,
What do you
because
mean?
I bet your job is different from other podcasters.
There were references to like booking guests, which you don't do, but you do the
In between.
you have the in between there. So I guess you're kind of booking them for
Yeah,
us.
you
Someone
guys-
else
you
gets-
guys deserve
Someone
some
else
shine.
books them for Barstool, and then you book them for us, kind of. But it was good. You guys like I was reading it, being like, oh, I didn't even think about that kind of stuff. Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
what I think it is I don't think what people think they do is the important part. I think what they don't get credit for is actually
Like
the hard
being a
shit.
parent.
Yeah, there you go. It all comes full circle. All right, let's bang out some voicemails.
Okay, wait. I have to get my laptop.
Oh, the producer's not even ready.
I also, the whole time-
Unbelievable.
I forgot to
got
put the
one
camera to
guy.
myself.
Oh wait,
too.
this actually doesn't matter. The producers talk about like when they'll cut themselves out a lot, but
Yeah, I cut myself out all the time.
Today's voicemails are brought to you by Pirate Water. Breaking news. You can drink your favorite alcoholic beverage all year round. Did you know that?
I haven't been telling people that. I've been keeping it a secret, but it's time for everyone to know.
365 days.
It's not just a summer drink.
Drink them all year.
Yep.
Drink them all year. Pirate Water, is it probably better suited for the summer? Sure.
Maybe.
Maybe
not.
Maybe not.
Maybe you bring a little summer to the winter. With
Listen,
Pirate Water.
sometimes I drink Bloody Marys at night.
Yeah.
Sometimes I drink them in the morning. It doesn't matter. It's all about, do you want to get drunk? Yes. Do you want it
Always.
to taste good while you do it? Yes.
Always.
And do you want it to not cost a lot of money to do so?
Always.
3
Check every
checks.
box.
Ding, ding, ding. And you can do that whether it's June, July, and August, or September, October, November, or January, February, March. Not April. You can't drink Pirate Water in April. That would be crazy. But 11 months out of the year, Pirate Water is where it's at. It's the drink for the partiers, for the ragers, but also it's just for the people who want to get drunk. Like you're trying to just have a post-work cocktail to take the edge off. Pirate Water's for you. You're the old guys who want to dig back deep and throw the fastball one more time. Pirate Water's for you. Get together for like a baby shower. Pirate Water's for you. Cheap and get drunk on
Anything.
it.
You could not really, but if you make the if you printed orange as pink and you pretend green's blue, you can do a baby reveal with it.
There you go. If you change everything about it,
Pretty easy.
go to drinkpiratewater.com to find Pirate Water in a location near you, or you can order it on GoPuff. Follow and tag at Pirate Water in your post for a chance to be reposted.
What's up, KFC Fights whole crew? I got a story here that kind of hurts to tell. So, my grandfather's first wife, she used to clean and do housework for this elderly lady who turned out to be a fairly famous Canadian painter by the name of Emily Carr. And I guess she was hard up for money, so Emily Carr offered to pay her with like 7 or 8 of her paintings, but she didn't really like the painting, so she turned it down and just got paid later. But I searched it up. Emily Carr original paintings can go from anywhere to 100,000 to 5 million at auction. Originals from her. So I guess my question is now, what is probably the biggest missed opportunity by you guys that you can think of? Have a good one.
Bro, that one hurts. That's my dream, by the way. More so than earning a bunch of money is being like, my grandparent died and I found like a Babe Ruth original card. yeah. Like, but not inheritance. Like I found something stupid in their house and it's worth $40 million. That's the dream right there. That's better than the lottery. That's better than earning it. Just like, oh, grandma has this bowl from like the Ming Dynasty that like, some fucking collector is Indiana Jones is gonna pay $1 billion for it. Worst missed opportunity. You know what I actually thought this weekend, and it's not actually it wouldn't actually come out this way, but with all the Dion hype, he wanted me to do that podcast with him, and I was like, oh, I should have done it, but none of that would have happened. He would have gone on to coach and the podcast would have ended, but like when he was like, I want KFC to do that, I was like, holy shit, Dion wants to do something with me. But I was, there was a whole bunch of business stuff, and it didn't work out. And I remember being like, did you just like turn down doing something with prime time? Like, that's kind of crazy. And then when all this was happening, I was like, oh, fuck, I missed the boat on that one. But it would have never worked out that way.
I think I would have turned that down too. But I think that's right.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
'cause I think like
the way it was going down wouldn't if put it this way, Prime was he's always been cool to me and great, but like once that ended, I've never heard from Keegan ever again.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It was just like, I like this guy, he can host, we can do this. And then when I said no, he was like, cool, peace, goodbye.
Right.
It wasn't like something where it was like really all about me. But
like if you're, I think like we're at the stage, and a lot of people are at the stage where it's just like if I don't want to do it, if I'm not going to do it good,
Right.
it's like getting a dog. If I'm not
you
going
can't
to
do it right,
then
don't do
what's
it.
the point
yes,
of doing it?
yes,
Like, it's-
right. And
I
right
have
can mean a
other
lot of
things
things.
I have to do.
It's got to
like,
be.
I can't give it my all. Like it is.
Mhm.
There's that stage where you're like kind of swimming. You're like, I gotta latch on to something.
Mhm.
And you're like, now I have what I
do.
is successful.
Yep.
So like now I only want to do things that I like truly like, and
Right.
it's not that there's like incredible wealth or like it's just like this is
what
good.
I do, and this is my time. Yeah.
And like I can, this is all I can do. I don't know. It's just like, well, would you take this other? Like, I think one of the factors, like, am I going to get more money for it?
Right.
Like,
Is there going to be any compensation at all?
Then
Oh,
I have
no?
to
Okay,
give
then.
myself to the thing that gets me money.
Right.
Like,
Right,
it is,
right.
It doesn't make a ton of sense for me. I just don't have the time on my plate right now to do that. As for the question, I got a couple things probably, but the
Yours are like you did the thing. You just didn't like get you didn't get the reward, unfortunately. But like you didn't miss the opportunity. It's not like somebody said like, yo, you should do a Saturdays for the boys, and you were like, no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You did it, and just business and.
But of the same vein, I was thinking of not the same vein of that, but the same vein of the question. I saw a clip the other day of Magic Johnson talking on Up in Smoke about how he got offered from Nike stock instead. It was almost like Air. He got the same three. It was Adidas, Converse, Nike offered him money, or pitched him for his sneaker. He went with Converse, I believe, because they offered him the most money. He couldn't come up with anything, so blah 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 blah. And they were like, "What's that stock worth now?" And he's like 5.2. And
The stock he got?
no stock he
What-
turned down.
yeah,
What it
oh.
would have been. But I didn't agree with that one. That's not a fair one.
What do you mean? Like,
That because
like he made the right decision in that moment?
not that he made the right decision, but just like that's one that you have to attribute so much of that success to
Michael Jordan. Right.
And if you took that, then they don't make that bet. Magic would have done great.
Magic would have done great.
But it's
It's-
it's still probably worth billions.
Totally.
But like it's not 5.2. Like
Yeah.
Air Jordan. If he takes that, Air Jordan doesn't happen. So that's an easy one to be
I
like
guess the
things
thought-
that happen the way they were supposed to.
The thought is like if I had all of Nike, because what people didn't take into account with Nike is that like they had Tinker Hatfield, they had great designers, they had great minds there, and if you applied that to Magic Johnson, it would have been like the Air Jordan of Magic,
Oh yeah.
So like
Kevin, did Michael Jordan get AIDS? Stock probably wouldn't have done great after that.
I stand corrected.
I mean, like, let's be honest. If a
You
guy
probably
with
could've
AIDS is pitching a sneaker, I'm probably not gonna buy it. Like, I'm talking when AIDS was AIDS, too.
AIDS was AIDS back
Nike
then.
stock probably wouldn't have done too hot in 80 fucking, was it late 80s?
80s.
Like,
Yeah. Well, but he didn't get it till 92.
What?
AIDS. He didn't get AIDS till.
Okay,
90s.
so 92, whatever year it was. That's
Yeah,
why I was
yeah.
trying to think. Like, okay, so 92.
But
I'm
you
thinking
could've
a bit of
sold-
a plummet in Nike stock. Bro, like people send tweets now and like stock loses $200 million.
You got
worth.
AIDS
What
from
if they got
fucking-
AIDS?
You know what was funny? At that point, I was like a young kid, and I didn't quite like get that like you get AIDS from fucking, you know. So I was just kind of like, oh, it's so sad. And it's still sad, but it's like when you find out, it's just like, oh, Magic Johnson fucked like thousands of people. So yeah, he was gonna get hates. It's like, oh, okay.
If the brand of your sneakers has to give a press conference where it's like, I didn't get it the gay way, I didn't get it the drugs way, I got it the cool way. Like, I can't imagine the sneaker's gonna do too hot.
That's so funny. I'm like the 1%, bro. I'm the 1%.
I swear to fucking God, dude. Don't listen to your dad.
But people at Burning Man really help each other. Like, that's kind of what happened to me when I left. I had no people. A guy saw me, gave me a ride. It's like, it's probably the most friendliest group of people at a community.
Did they know who you were when they picked you up?
The guy that picked me up did, yeah. That's like the one place where I'm like more famous than like some of the actors.
Yeah,
All of the
I could
guys,
see you being very
like
popular in that.
like
But like,
DJ
did they
world.
picked you up strangers and were like, oh shit, that's Diplo, or they picked up Diplo?
They were like, the guy was like, oh, he was I was walking and he had to stop because his car was hot and he was like, oh, is that Diplo? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, I was like, can I get a ride with you? He's like, I'm about to go back and get my friend. I'm like, all right, whatever. And he went back and he's like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go pick up Diplo. And he came back and got me. And he drove me. And then we were like, Chris Rock's agent was there. And he's like, well, can you bring Chris Rock too? He'll tell you some jokes in the back of the truck. So we got him on the back too. And then like my crew was there because we were flying to DC and we just kind of like, rode for like 30 minutes with him to Burlock.
You're so right. I can just see Chris Rock now being like, I was in the back of the pickup truck with Diplo, like just doing that.
It was so funny because we had like a really, I'll be honest, we had like a really fancy camp, and like the night it was like this torrential rainstorm. Like everybody's like, the apocalypse is coming. We're like in this kind of like really fancy like.
You're like, we're good.
We're like, Chris Rock was like.
But so wait, is it like, it's like makeshift like home, like it's full shelter, or are we talking like
this camp I was in was like really like fancy, like it was like we were in like a Nobu. It was like someone made the room we were in out of wood, had like air conditioning and a chef and stuff.
No way.
Chris Rock was just like, if the people outside
they
knew what we were doing, there'd be like a run on us right now.
Right,
like,
right.
I
was gonna say, was there ever a little bit of like, some fucking Walking Dead type shit where people realize?
Nah. We did try to venture out like in the middle of the night and like just going like 40 feet took like 45 minutes because it was like you're walking when it was really raining. You're walking like your foot sunk down like 1 foot in the mud, and picking it up was like you have like 2 pounds of mud on your foot, and it was like
Dude, I would not. Venture
it was
out
very
of that
difficult. In the morning it was a lot better, but in the night during it was like when you couldn't move, you just had to like stay shelter in place like it was third.
All right, big thanks for watching. If you made it through this whole episode, that means you should be subscribed. There's so many of you out there who watch and don't subscribe, so make sure you are a KFC Radio subscriber. Make sure you get all the content when it drops. Click that button now.
I have 9 fingers. I'm still subscribed. It's that easy.